Why do we say yes and then resent it instead of saying no? On the surface, it always seems like it's the other person who's giving us no choice but to say yes. But when we look deeper, it's always our own needs and fears that govern a lot of our resentful decision making. It's easy to feel guilty when we don't want to give something. And it's this guilt that makes us feel even more resentful towards this person for making us feel like we're the bad guy. But no matter how we distribute the blame, guilt is something we feel only because we judge ourselves. Because it is actually okay to not want to give something because we value something different. This is why it's so important to know what we value. Often, we don't really know what we value. We just know what is supposedly a good thing to do. For example, are you giving money to a beggar because you value practicing more empathy and kindness in your life? Or are you giving money because you feel bad if you don't? On both accounts, you're giving money, so the act itself doesn't change, but emotionally, it makes a difference. One feels good, similar to some sort of peace because you're aligned with your objectives, and the other feels uncomfortable, similar to some sort of guilt or a desire to please. All of us want to be accepted as ourselves, yet we often neglect to understand who ourselves really are because we're mostly trained to be a good person in life. So instinctively and subconsciously, we end up making a lot of should decisions in life. I should do this, I should want this. And this is where the seed of resentment is born. I feel like what you're asking of me is something that I don't really want to give, but I can't exactly articulate why because I don't really know it myself. To be happy in any relationship, we have to put in the work to understand what our needs and fears are that are driving us to say yes when we want to say no, so that we don't blame other people for our triggers or automatically see ourselves as the powerless victim in difficult situations. The only way to truly be happy in our relationship and our career is to be free of resentment. And this is why it's truly worth putting in the work to change the way we feel about the people in our lives. Be happy always.